you? I hope you're good. Ooh, happy Halloween! Halloween is my fave, like my fave holiday. I absolutely love it. It's just, everyone gets to dress up and it's spooky and I love it. Like, what are you guys doing for Halloween? What are you dressing up as? Because that's my favourite bit, and like, just let me know what you guys are doing for Halloween, because I just love Halloween, and yeah, I'm nosy. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Halloween. I can't stop saying Halloween. So I thought today I'd do something a little bit spooky, a little bit something different. I've never done one of these before, and I'm going to do a story time. And I'm going to tell you guys about some of my, it might be a little bit long because a lot of stuff have happened to me, but my paranormal experiences, ghostly experiences that I've had in the past. And yeah, a lot has happened, so I apologise if this is long. You guys can just chill and watch my video, maybe go another tab, browse, and just listen to me if you want. This is just kind of like me telling you guys what's happened in my life. So I think I do believe in ghosts because of these things that have happened to me. I believe in like some kind of spirit or some kind of energy, because some of this stuff is just like blah. So why don't we start from the very beginning, let's do it in chronological order. Yeah, I'll try and keep in chronological order. So when I was younger, we've moved house now, but we used to live in a terraced house. If you guys are from, like, you don't know what a terraced house is, it's basically a load of old Victorian houses like clustered together. It's very popular in Britain. So yeah, we lived in one of those houses, and these houses are like 100 years old or older. I think I was about 100 years old. Actually, no, it's older than 100 years old now. So yeah, loads of people have lived in these houses from Victorian era, from whenever. Loads of people passed through our house. So, you know, you think it's bound to have some kind of thing. But I felt like our house was very spooky. Some of my friends that came to our house was like, yeah, your house is spooky. So, okay, let's start from the beginning. So when I was really young, I think I was old enough to like, not like a baby, but like not toddler, just like young. We had an attic bedroom. If you guys saw in my older videos, my older dance videos, I used to dance in this attic, and it was a really big attic, really nice room. And my mum and dad decided that was going to be my room, which was very nice of them. But it was like all the way at the top of the house. Our house was like 4 stories high, 3 or 4 stories high, can't remember. And so I'd go to bed earlier, obviously, and my mum and dad would still stay downstairs watching TV. And so just for precautions, they still have the baby monitor in my room, even though I wasn't a baby, just to check on me, really, if I was like going, Mum, Mum, because they couldn't hear me from all the way downstairs, because our walls were really thick. So yeah, my mum told me, like, she told me that she would hear me just chilling and talking to people. I think she specifically said my grandma, her mum, but it wasn't me like sleep talking or anything, it was just me talking to them. Just talking. That's not creepy. So yeah, that was the first thing. And then my first ever memory of seeing anything weird in that bedroom was, I was still really young. I don't know, still really young, and I can remember I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and this wasn't just like one experience, it would happen a lot, and I remember it vividly. It's not like a dream, I remember this like really vividly. I'd wake up and I'd see this shadow of a girl, like a girl about the same age as me at that time, about six-ish, something like that, and she'd just be walking. I never saw her face, I could just see an outline, like a block outline of this girl just walking around my room looking at my stuff, and I get really annoyed at her, like, get off my stuff. This would happen like multiple times. I can remember this happening multiple times, so that is really weird. I'm like, when I start saying these like ghost stories, I start like crying, and I don't know why. But yeah, I remember that really vividly. I remember that. Okay, so yeah, what else? Okay, I'll tell you guys a more funny one, which isn't really paranormal, but it's really funny. And so again, this was when I was still quite young, and I was in this attic bedroom, and because I had to like run down a lot of stairs to go to the toilet if I needed the toilet in the middle of the night, they put like a potty at the side of my bed. So I just like pee in the potty in the middle of the night when I was really young. And so my mum and dad, like when I was asleep, they'd come up and check on me before they went to bed. And for some reason my mum thought it was really nice to put me in, you know, like those all white long dressing gowns, like all white and with like the colour, like a Victorian one basically, and I had long black hair, so I basically looked like a ghost, like the Grudge. And one night my dad went to go upstairs to check on me and I wasn't in my bed. He couldn't see me anyway because the room was really dark. And then all of a sudden from the corner of my room I just rise up and my dad freaks out and falls down the stairs because he thinks he's seen a ghost and it's just me in my dressing gown. But he said because the way I rose up, because I'd obviously gone for a pee, then he just bolted, like just ran. So yeah, that's a really funny one. Another one I remember from that attic room is one time I decided that I wanted to play The Floor is Lava by myself. I don't know where my sister was, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to play this by myself. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to get on top of my wardrobes. That'll be really fun. Like, my wardrobe's really tall, and I was super, super small when I was younger, like, really small, until, I was like 4 foot until I was like 15, like, really small. And, but I was really strong because I did gymnastics and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is a challenge, I'm going to climb the wardrobe. So I like climbed the wardrobe, I like lifted myself up and got on the wardrobe. And I was like chilling there for a bit, and then I was like, okay, I need to get down now. And I looked down and I was like, whoa, that's really high. I can't come down the way I got up, like climbing down and have to jump, and it's really high, and I got really scared. So I started shouting for my mum and dad, like, Mom, Dad, like really loud, and they're downstairs watching TV. And so I have to shout really loud because obviously, and my dad finally hears me, and he's like, what you done? What you done? And I'm like, I'm at the top of the wardrobe. Can you get me down? He's like, yeah, I'll come after Coronation Street. So he left me to watch Coronation Street, and I was just chilling on top of this wardrobe. But then it got a bit weird because I don't know if this was because I was like scared. I was like freaking out because I couldn't get down. But I sit on the edge of my wardrobe with my legs, just chilling with my legs on the edge, and I feel like a breeze like next to me, like going back and forward, like someone is next to me swinging their legs. And it felt like someone was next to me swinging their legs next to me, and I start to freak out. I'm like, okay, calm down. And then I feel like there's someone pushing me off the wardrobe. Like, I don't know if it was me trying to do it myself, but it didn't feel like me. It felt like someone was physically trying to push me off the wardrobe, and I was freaking out. I don't know, I just kind of froze, like I really froze, like I was like fighting with this force. But this went on for quite a long time, and I like really quiet. Like my dad was like, oh, she's fine. I didn't say anything, I was just like so scared. And then my dad finally comes up and gets me down, and that's that. But I have no idea how I slept in that room. So it had such a weird atmosphere, that room, anyway. And my dad used to say, so at one point we switched rooms, me and my sister, we went downstairs to a smaller bedroom and shared that, and my dad used the attic room for his music and stuff because he plays music and he records music and stuff. And he'd say he'd be playing guitar and stuff, and he'd say it'd be weird, like he'd feel weird. And one time he felt someone tap him on the shoulder when he was in the house on his own, and he turned around, there was no one there. Like that is not just me that's had weird experiences in that room. But yeah, anyway, you'd think it's just that room, just move from that room and everything will be fine. No. So, as I said, we moved into the bedroom downstairs, both me and my sister, a smaller bedroom, and it still felt weird in that room, but I can really remember one night, my sister was on the top bunk and I was on the bottom bunk, we had bunk beds, and I woke up and she was screaming, like hysterical screaming, like really, really horrible. And my mum hears her and she walks into the room, she's like, what's wrong? And she's like, there's a girl sitting on the end of my bed staring at me, and she's just like it's not like she's dreaming, like she can still see the person, and she's screaming, like it was just horrible, like it was so so scary, and then I got me scared, and so yeah, she's seen things as well. Oh, I'm getting really shivers. Yeah, and then also when I was a bit older and I could like cook myself, and they'd leave me alone in the house. I hated being in that house by myself. I hated it. It's awful. Like, it just had such a bad vibe about it. But we had a cellar as well. Yeah, we had a cellar, and it was, you know, like those typical, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those old cellars, you have to go downstairs and it's all like concrete and old and dusty. Very typical cellar. My friends refused to go down there when they came, because we had food and stuff down there as well, like in a freezer. And like my friends hated going down there. But I can remember one time, I can remember it was like a big room, and then there was like a little room closed off with like a door, like it was bolted up. It had like a little room in it that was really long, and you go down and you'd hear weird noises from that room, and I just put that down to being the heating or the house creaking or the weather outside, but it was still really creepy when you went down there. But one time I can remember I was in the house on my own, and I was cooking my own food. I went down to get some frozen food or something from the cellar, and I'm looking for, I think it was like chicken or chips or something. I was looking for them, and I hear like this scraping noise. So I turn around and I don't see anything weird, and it stops, and I turn back around again and it happens again. So again I turn around and nothing is happening. So I'm like, okay, let's try something. So I pretend that, well, I'm still looking for the chicken, but I keep like the background like in the corner of my eye so I can see what's going on behind me, but it looks like I'm still looking for things. And we had like this slab table in the middle of the cellar, and I'm doing it, and all of a sudden, like, I see that we had paint buckets on the table, and the paint bucket just moves, and that's what the scraping sound was, and it moves on its own. And I just like, I get the chicken and I go upstairs, and like I was just like freaking out, and I had to like put happy songs on and music on and everything to try and like calm me down, and well, until everyone got home. I was just so scared. It was awful. But yeah, I think that's probably like the main things oh no, there was another one. When I was in the attic, I moved back into the attic room for my own bedroom again when I was older, and I cleaned my room, and there was I had some pot dolls, because you know it always starts well with pot dolls, right? And there I had a really tall bookcase, and they were sat on the top of my bookcase, well, stood. They were really pretty, but to get, and I'd like dust the top of my bookcase, and I had to stand on a chair and lift them up and dust them and then put them back down, and I always put them back down in place facing forward, because there's a little bit OCD where all my things face, I don't know, so they're facing forward, and I go downstairs, finish cleaning my room, go downstairs and do some things, and then go back upstairs to go to bed, and the dolls are facing the wall. And I'm just like, okay, who's done this? Who's done this? Because I've obviously told my family and stuff before that I'm sure there's ghosts in that room, and like no one owns up to it. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But it keeps happening. It keeps happening when these dolls keep moving, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna figure out if someone is actually playing a trick on me or if this is real stuff. So one day I don't pretend, I clean my room and I put my dolls back, and then I go downstairs, shut my door, and I just chill on my corridor for a bit reading a book, because we had like a little corridor before my room was there, on the balcony area, and I just chill reading Harry Potter, read a few chapters, and I could see that no one had gone in my room, no one had gone past me, no one had done anything, and I walk up into my room and the dolls are facing the other way. And I sold those dolls. But I don't know if it was the dolls or that little girl spirit or whatever, and it was just like, oh, it's awful. And I still don't understand how I slept in that room for years. I mean, we didn't move we've only lived in this house for a few years, this new house. This new house is fine. I've never had any experiences in this new house. I don't feel any vibes. Like, I don't know, I can always feel, it's weird, I can feel when it's off. I'm sure you guys can feel that too, but this house, I can even go up the stairs last with the lights off. This house is fine. But that house was just, oh, so scary. But yeah, I think that's it from that house. But I have some more stories. I had quite a lot of experiences, and now this house is fine. And when I moved to London, actually, that house was fine. Nothing really happened, and yeah, that wasn't a terraced house, and this isn't a terraced house. Terrorist house. Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty much. I have quite others experience, but this video is already very, very long. But I hope I didn't freak you guys out too much. I freaked myself out again. So yeah, if you guys have any, or if you guys want to try and pick apart what I've said, I don't mind. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've had any experiences. It's Halloween, so I really want to hear spooky things. Bye! Okay, I've just noticed that looks really scary, those skeleton legs dangling from my thing. Sorry, that looks really scary. Bye.